Hello, my name is Mona Wu, and I have been in Winston-Salem. I immigrated from Hong Kong and came to the States in 1971. It's a long time ago. And came to Winston-Salem since 1974. When I first came, and I saw an exhibit of associate artists, and some of them, and I thought, well, maybe I can do it. But it took me a while, and I joined. At that time, I wasn't doing printmaking, and I was doing actually some drawings, and I actually did Chinese painting. The interesting is that how I got into printmaking is when I was pursuing art history degrees at Salem College. And at one time, I saw the catalog advertising printmaking classes, and I knew nothing about printmaking. And so that I said, that would be something I would like to learn. So I took a couple of classes, and then there was one class that the Salem College group went to Lake Forest and learned to do lithography, because there wasn't any place in Winston-Salem have the litho stone and have the press for, it's highly specialized. And so we took a short class with then the professor David Faber. I think he's still there. And then David Faber said that, if you are interested, you are welcome to take my summer class, that you can audit. So I did. And then I've been auditing for the next 15 years, as long as David Faber doesn't kick me out. And I learned everything from printmaking from David Faber, the professor. And that's how I got into printmaking. But I still have my Chinese painting background in me. And I grew up in Chinese culture. So I sort of combined the printmaking technique with my Chinese background, and I added a little Asian flavor to it. So that is my, I would think that would be my special touch. This was my most challenging piece, and this is the last stage of a reduction woodcut. This is a reduction woodcut, meaning that I could do as many as in the finished piece, as many as 15 colors from one board, and you just carve it away. It's very hard to explain, but for the people who know about printmaking, they would know what I'm talking about. Is you use the single board and you cut away and you preserve whatever color you want to cut that away, and then you add another color to it. So you just keep on accumulating the colors. So in the end, this is the bare bone. This is the bare bone. Here, let me just show you. It's the bare bone last stage of the printing, and I printed a few, but all the color ones that I have either is in the family, my two sons' houses, or the rest of them I have sold, and so I can't show you the finished piece. But that is because woodcut originated from China, and that's why I felt that I felt akin to the woodcut process, and because that was what the woodcut was. And they when they first started it, I can't remember when, in the maybe 12th century, you do the woodcut by printing it as a text for the Buddhist sutra, the Buddhist literature. So that's why I felt that is really part of my root, and I also have the affinity or the feel to it. I like the wood surface, I like the wood grain, and it's the harder medium to achieve, but I have the right tools, I have the experience, and it's fine. I like to do that. Now these are the soft cut, the speedy cut rubber plate that Stickball has, and I found out that it's very easy to cut because it's soft. The only thing you can is, well, you have to draw them directly on the on the plate. You can't really sort of copy it from a drawing. So that is the hardest part. But once you draw that out, when you cut it, it's like cutting butter. And also too, that it is very easy to print, and you don't need a press. So the rubber plate comes in like this, it's pink. And you carve it, it's very easy to carve. And it holds up the image pretty nicely. Then you can print so many times, like 30, 50 times. It doesn't change its shape. Then you can also do small things like this, and that would be a stamp. You glue that onto a wood board, and then you put that on the stamp pad, and you can stamp it. Oftentimes, so like this, you can stamp it. And so these are very easy to do and very pleasing. Sometimes you can do for this, and then you can color it with the watercolor, and that would be a very pleasing effect, without a whole lot of work to do. And this could be, I use it as a bookmark, things like that, and give it as a gift. So these are really easy, and then that's what I will be teaching. I will be teaching in January workshop. So something like that, and you can add it to your letter or your card, and just to have a little personal touch. So throughout the years when I'm teaching, and I hope that from what I taught them, the students, adults and children, I would have some kind of influence, to pick their interest. And I have often told the children in summer art camp, and I said, do you really like printmaking? Make sure when you go to college, then you pick the printmaking class. And I hope some of them would, but I would often get influenced by the class, by the students who approach printmaking in a different way, and that sort of inspired me to do that, and also corrected me, because when I first started teaching, I was pretty rigid about, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. And then when some students said, well, I'm going to try the other way, and it would work. And that showed me art can be in all forms, in all ways, and there is no right way or wrong way to do it. And so, there is another question that you might be asking, and what is the advice for people who just took your class or starting as a new artist? And it's that there is no right or wrong way to approach making art. As long as you are not afraid to have your work fail, and then you can learn something from it. And that's my motto. You have to pay attention to why does this not work? Then you learn from it. If you keep on doing it and not learning from anything, and you will just keep on, doing the same mistake. Another advice that I got from a good friend of mine years ago, and I felt that was a very good advice, was that your eyes will be always better than your hands. If you think, deeply, if your eyes are always satisfied with what you're making, you will never improve. So your eyes should be always better than what your hands can make, so that you can keep on improving. For example, sometimes I make out, I have something in mind that I would do. It's like these pieces, the silhouette of the trees. It was all from my window when I first moved in here 2 years ago. And I looked at the silhouettes of the trees, and I was really inspired. And so I went to all the windows and looked at the views of the trees, and that's how I come up with it. For the particular technique, lino cut technique, and that was inspired by years ago. Sometimes you get the concept of it, and it's always in your mind, and then after all these years, I said, okay, this is the time that I'm going to try to do it, and that is exactly what that is. Because I carve out the negative space, carve out the space, and then leave the silhouette of the trees black. And then from the distance, and you could see that is the tree, the silhouette. But then, from when you come closer, and it's really kind of a little confusing. So that was inspired by a piece that I saw in a show in Ashford so many years ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago. And I kept that in my head. And when I saw the silhouette, and that's what I said, this is what I want to do. So it's the things that planted in your head, it might be there for a number of years, but it's always there. And then when the occasion rises up, then I said, okay, this is the time for me to do it. So sometimes it's that's how you get inspired. And sometimes I do, it's like things that I'm going to do for the class. So I would try to make an example to do that. So it's meeting the deadline sometimes. Only huge scale, but I find myself doing smaller and smaller pieces because, well, first of all, I'm only printing at Sawtooth, not like printing at Wake Forest. Wake Forest has a large scale, full scale press, and Sawtooth has a medium, scale. So because of the limitation, and also I'm hoping that I still can carve the wood board with whatever arthritis I will encounter. Because I have some older folks who took my class, and she said they would say that I can't carve the wood anymore because of the arthritis. So that these will be easier for me to do. And I may do less of the wood boards and more of the linoleum. But for the next 5 years, I'm still trying to create, to do more shows. Right now, as a member of Artworks Gallery, I can have two-person shows a year, which is a good bit of work, like maybe 12 to 15 pieces, which is a big show for me. So I can still do that once a year, and then with group shows at Sawtooth and whatever. And I have a show coming up, a group show coming up at the new Seeker Gallery, which is a downtown location, and these would be in it. These two would be in it. Right now, I don't have my personal, solo show, but I do have. I'm a member of Artworks Gallery on Trade Street. So right now, Artworks Gallery is having a big holiday group show. So I have several pieces there, and also small and large pieces. And then you can go to Artworks Gallery on Trade Street. And I also have one piece in the Sawtooth Gallery, the Spotlight group show. I have a piece of that.